2 years ago, I did the scariest, craziest thing. I gave up my home. I ran out of money. I was living in Paris. I still am. And I didn't tell anyone. I don't know why I'm laughing. It just seems so crazy. I would have never in a million years thought I would be doing that at age, what, 48? I'm now 50. But here's the most beautiful part. Even though, despite the 3D circumstances, my reality felt like they were so like everything was crashing down on me, there was this part of me that understood this was happening for me because I had spent, I don't know, 9 months prior living this kind of surrender experiment. I'm like, what if I just lived as if everything was working out, right? All of my dreams were already happening, that all my prayers were already answered, that I'm the most successful, most, fulfilled, best version of myself, sort of speak. And so in that 9 months, I was trying to avoid this very moment of running out of money and possibly becoming homeless. And when it actually happened, when I had this choice, right? There's this fork in the road where you're like, okay, I can either go back to the old way and I don't know, move back home, just say I failed, I couldn't make it happen here in Paris, or I can continue on. I can go further into the unknown, into this massive darkness. And I chose to go into the unknown. I chose to say yes to the moment that scared the hell out of me. And I realized something 2 years later. I was saying yes to trusting myself. I called it this big experiment, this surrender experiment, because I had read Michael Singer's book and I was so inspired and influenced by what had happened when he just let go of his needs, his ego desire needs, and he let the universe and his soul or whatever just lead him. And I thought, what would happen if I did that? But I realized I was still trying to follow somebody else's path. And now that I'm here 2 years later, after just literally like I can't even believe I've been so carried, doing cat sits, pet sits, working, doing workaways. I got paid to do pet sits. Then I had money to sublet apartments. Then I went to India for 2 months and I went to London to do cat sits. I mean, it's just amazing how I've been experiencing life in such a different way. I stopped putting the emphasis and focus on what was outside of me that needed to change. And I focused on the internal journey. I focused on, oh, this is shifting everything out, everything that was within me that was based around limitation and lack and scarcity and fear. And I was shifting it back to who we really are, who I believe we really are, which is already fully abundant, right? Fully at peace, fully love and loved. I think I spent my whole life trying to be good. And I got so caught up in that, for instance, I'm a singer-songwriter and I spent my 20s to my early 30s just doing what everybody told me, what all the behind the music specials told me, which is like continue to gig, continue to write, continue to perform, right? I had a full-time office job and I was doing gigs on the side. And I just thought, okay, it's about putting in my 10,000 hours, just keep going, just keep going. And eventually, I just got burnt out. I was like, I can't do it anymore. I have nothing left because I was coming from a place of scarcity and lack. And I was saying the music career is going to make me feel like I'm worthy. The music career is going to make me feel like I'm loved. The music career is going to give me purpose. I was putting all of my power in the music career and I negated myself. So what happened was I had nothing left to give. So I put that musical dream aside. In fact, I spent 10 years doing video diaries and I created a whole film about it, which I'm going to link actually after this video. But what I realized is that's when my whole big spiritual awakening happened. And I stopped putting the emphasis on needing something outside of me to fulfill me. And I started to fill myself up. But really, it felt like I was rearranging and sort of remembering, like, oh, right, it can be easy. It doesn't have to be such a challenge. And so when I gave up everything, when I kind of went to zero, it kind of liberated me because I realized I had all these rules around what it would take to be successful, right? And even to the point of following Michael Singer's book to the T, where I was like, I can't have any preferences. I have to say yes to everything. And I was like, no, I don't. That's just a belief. That was a choice. You know what I mean? Now it's like I can say yes and no, but I know where my yes and my no are coming from. I understand if it's a hard no, then there's some sort of charge underneath. There's some sort of either judgment or fear underneath. And that's for me to explore and to uncover and to unravel. You want to get to a place, I believe, where there's no charge underneath, where you can say yes to something, no to something because you're sort of indifferent. Yes, because it excites you. Yes, because it feels, I don't know, different, exciting, enlightened. It makes you feel like you're curious about it, whatever it is, right? You know the difference. You know the state of being that you're in when you say your yes and you say your no. So I let go of that. Of course, I can have preferences, right? The other thing was like realizing, like, oh, I was making home something outside of me. I thought if I didn't have this thing that everybody else has, well, somehow I'm wrong. And I got caught up in this. And I would try to explain it to people and friends. And I was just like, the more I'm trying to explain it, the more effort. It was sort of like my music career. I kept trying to like say, see, this is what I'm really doing. This is what I'm really doing. And it just kind of confused everyone when really I didn't have to explain it to anyone. I just had to understand it myself. And I think that confusion can be misleading. We think it's bad to be confused. It's not. It's that we're trying something on that's new. And so in that trial and error, in that confusion, you make effort, right? You say to someone, this is what I'm doing, and then they repeat back to you and you're like, no, it's not that, it's this. And you keep trying, and then you realize, okay, I got to stop sharing. And then you're like, well, no, it's not that I stopped sharing. It's like maybe I just need to understand what is behind this journey for me. And I got it. I got it yesterday as I was rereading my journals. It's not about, oh, it's the universe that's going to give me something. It's about, I'm going to give it to myself. This is about honoring and trusting myself. It's not about a surrender experiment. It's about, this is a life choice of trusting myself, of witnessing inside of me where there's conflict, where I still feel like I need to be the good girl, where I still feel like, oh, I'm punishing myself by having this belief that I have to do it this way because this person did it that way and I should follow them. No, 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 no. It's about following me and my intrinsic knowing. And there's a difference that only you on your own journey can know what that feels like. You just have to start trusting it. It doesn't have this like weight underneath it. It's more like it's subtle, and it feels like an arrival of something, right? And if you're confused and you don't know, just like don't do anything. That's so much of the journey, is not fighting against what's happening, including what's happening within. I'm in a place where I'm like, I don't want to make anything wrong, meaning if there's a thought or a program that's running that's telling me, like, for instance, this keeps happening, that's afraid to have expectation. There is a fear around, if I have expectation, that means I'm attaching to some outcome that I need it to happen in this 3D reality. And for me now, I'm like, let the expectation just be. Stop trying to make it wrong. Stop trying to squish or diminish what is natural, what is just naturally wanting to happen, which is like, I want to have expectation. And I want to be the awareness that holds all experience, that allows all experience. I don't want to make any of it wrong. The minute we make it wrong, we are giving our power away to it and we're making it bigger unintentionally. And I know it sounds like a oxymoron, or it doesn't quite make sense, but anything that we give our power away to, that we give our energy to, we're making it bigger. And I've learned that it becomes a little bit more subtle. And I just started to witness it when I was having a beautiful fantasy or an imagination about something. And then I stopped because I thought, oh no, I have to just be neutral. I can't dream. I can't have an expectation because that's going to create suffering. No, stop diminishing what your heart just naturally wants to do, or the heart and the mind and the body naturally wants to have expectation, naturally sees something that you want outside of you and says, yeah, maybe I can have that too. And then what I was doing was squishing it. I was saying, no, 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 I can't have that. No, it's bad. No, it's not bad. It just is. The same way I can't have doubt or I can't have, judgment or I can't. No, have it all. Like the more years that pass, the more months that pass, the more moments that pass, the more I am willing and open to experiencing all of it. It's like looking at my skin, seeing eczema on my skin, and knowing it's already healed. It's the same. You both can, all can exist, but that takes time to be confused, be in a place of not understanding, not knowing, and then letting yourself be there for a long enough time, not reaching for the phone, not reaching for another book. I mean, you can, because again, I don't want to make any of it wrong, but getting to a place where you understand, oh, this is me avoiding this feeling because it's uncomfortable. How about I don't do anything, just live through it a little bit? And then you get to this beautiful awareness. And that's what's starting to happen. It's been happening for the past 2 years, but really the last 6 months, I'm starting to witness how, oh, I was in a place of just constantly diminishing parts of this human experience. Like just giving my power away to what I thought was wrong or bad. And there's nothing wrong. It just is. And I think the deeper and further along I go, the more I realize, like, oh, it's about opening up to all of it, allowing all of it, and loving all of it. Ah, it just feels so much better to know that I'm not against anything, right? Because I can't control what happens in the 3D. The only thing I can control, or the only thing I have agency on, is how I respond, how I react. And when you allow experience, emotion, programs, thoughts, awareness, when you just allow it all, God, it feels so free. And that is something I could have never, at the beginning of this journey, gotten to. I could have never known 2 years in that it was a journey about trusting myself, that it's no longer a life experiment. It's a life choice. And I keep choosing it, and I keep choosing it, and I keep choosing